I have already made a video about this radio receiver from World War II, American radio receiver, but perhaps it's interesting to show it again. And I also have at the moment a lot of more new viewers to my YouTube channel. Anyway, I want to show it again, and at first you see that this radio has an extremely good quality. It's made for moist circumstances. Here, for instance, all is lacquered, etc., etc. And you can flip this panel down, and here you see the front from the panel where you can align all the frequencies, the oscillator, the antenna coil, etc., etc. But this is perhaps interesting to show. This is the radio where it's all about. It is the BC728 radio receiver working on shortwave, maximum approximately 6 or 7 megahertz, I think. Don't know that exactly. Was made for the army troops in Europe, American army troops. And again, the inner side. This is, by the way, the schematic. It's printed inside that radio. I don't think you can read much information from that circuit, from that schematic, but anyway. It was also made in a way that it could be completely immersed in water. Here we have a rubber layer, and when it was immersed, no problem at all. The schematic is here. It's in a German book from Bernd Jacobi, Das Surplus Handbuch, Band 1, and here you can find the schematic. By the way, I have burnt out all the filaments from all the tubes inside when I was experimenting with that radio and connected 12 volt filament voltage to tubes that could only handle 1.2 volts. And this radio is, of course, a battery radio. It had to be used with batteries, accumulators here. And here you see that the connections to the batteries, I don't have the original batteries, but anyway, they were 1.2 volts, and by means of a vibrator circuit that's here, the high voltage for all the tubes were derived. The vibrator is a kind of hacker. It hacks the 1.2 volts and sends it into a kind of transformer, and at the end of the transformer you get out approximately 100 or 200 volts. Vibrator circuit, very important. And of course, let's go back to the schematic. Here is the schematic. I hope it's visible. It's a normal super heterodyne radio for shortwave, with a kind of fixed coils, antenna coils, lower frequency coils, oscillator coils. So with the knobs here you could switch on to certain frequency bands. And you can read here also antenna. That's the tuning of the antenna coil. Can be done here by tuning this and tuning the oscillator coil also here by moving the core in and out. And this is another RF coil. Can also be tuned. It worked very properly. I have received radio stations with this receiver. It worked very good till I burnt out all the filaments on an unlucky moment. The schematic here, mixer, another tube here, IF amp, first audio amp I think, and amplifier, etc. And here is that multi-vibrator circuit, the vibrator circuit. Of course it's not visible on such a small small time, but anyway, it shows more or less here the vibrator circuit with that tube that drives the transformer, and these vibrators also give a certain noise on 50 Hz or 60 Hz when you connect them. You can hear them hum, and when they hum they give out the high voltage, the anode voltage for the tubes. More information here. This is, by the way, a German book. When you are interested, you can buy it. Bernd Jacobi, the Surplus Handbook, Band 1. And this is the Werner Conrad, Germany. The people that have published, the publisher from this book. Anyway, again to the circuit. You see here all these beautiful coils made in a beautiful way with lacquer on it, and the IF transformers here in the middle, the tubes. And nowadays I have found that you can also replace these tubes and even buy them on flea markets, or even Conrad in Germany. A few years ago I've searched for the tubes and I could find them, and that means that I can repair this radio completely. But anyway, beautiful old American Army radio. It's a portable. In those days they called this a portable radio, and it weighed the weight is approximately 10 kilogram or so, or 15 kilo. And this is the antenna, and you can see that after so many years, 1945 and 2017, there is no oxidation at all on this antenna. They used extremely good quality materials in those days.